Global and domestic markets are showing signs of stabilizing after a tumultuous few days. Joining us now to discuss 5 questions you should be asking your financial advisor is WSJ Wealth Editor Karen Damato. Stocks doing much better today.
Yes, today's looking good so far anyway.
Yeah, but a lot of people were unnerved by market gyrations. What's the first question regular investors should be asking their financial advisor?
One of the first questions you should ask is it time to rebalance? And if not, why not? So when you rebalance a portfolio, you put more money into the asset classes that have done badly, like stocks lately, by selling things that have done better. It's a smart long-term strategy because it makes you buy low and sell high, which makes a lot of sense but can be really difficult and uncomfortable to do. So you want to ask your advisor, is this something you've been doing or you will do soon? There are a lot of approaches. Your advisor might say, oh yes, I've been rebalancing like crazy the last few days, or no, I'm not going to do it till the end of the quarter. All those approaches make sense. You should be nervous if your advisor says, usually I rebalance religiously, but now I'm not because I'm terrified. Okay. That gives you reason to be a little nervous about your advisor letting his or her emotions get out of control.
And more advisors have chosen to buy exchange-traded funds. Why is it important to weigh ETFs versus mutual funds?
There's been a lot of talk the last few years that mutual funds are dying out, ETFs are the way to go. What we saw on Monday, though, is a lot of problems with ETF trading. There were some strange disconnects between the prices of ETFs and the values of their underlying holdings. Some trades were troubling. Not to say that ETFs aren't a great investment, but you want your advisor to understand the mechanics, the pluses and minuses of those two choices, and to demonstrate that to you.
Stop loss orders, too, they didn't really work out for some investors. What kinds of limit orders should investors ask about?
You should ask your advisor. If your advisor uses those kind of orders, our columnist Jason Zweig wrote earlier this year about marketable limit orders. This is a less commonly used type of limit order that can actually protect you well when markets go crazy. Whereas stop loss orders have issues. Sometimes you say, I want to sell that stock or that ETF if the price falls 15%. What happens, though, is when the stock falls 15%, a market order is entered, it's possible you will end up selling far below that trigger point. You and your advisor need to understand that.
Okay, we talked a little bit about this earlier, but it is always important to know if something has prompted your advisor to change his or her portfolio allocation, right?
Right, and part of why you might want to have a conversation with your advisor now is to get a deeper understanding of how that person invests, to make sure you understand and are comfortable with the advisor's approach. So you want to know, has your advisor made fundamental changes in the asset mix that they are using or recommending? And if so, why? Just to make sure you understand and you're comfortable.
And it's important to know exactly what is on their list, right?
You want to know what's on their shopping list. A lot of smart investors are looking around now at the turmoil in the markets, and they're thinking about, here are particular stocks I want to buy at a particular valuation level. Maybe it's now, maybe it's when prices are even lower. They may be weighing particular asset classes. Is it time to buy more in emerging markets, or at what point would I do that? You probably want your advisor to be thinking about those things, and you'll learn more about how your advisor operates if you say, tell me about some of the things that are on your wish list. And it also has a psychological value. It reminds you, if this is the bright side of a market downturn, you will be buying securities on sale.
Karen Damato with some very timely, poignant advice. Thank you so much for sharing today.
Thank you, Lee.
Appreciate it.